Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about film photography, specifically about the photos that we took in Yosemite, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Park. So in my last video I talked a little bit about Disney film photography at nighttime, and we used Trey's camera, which was Canon A1 program, which is an amazing camera. I love that camera. During our trip he used his camera and I used the Canon Sureshot Z155. It is a point and shoot, which I really appreciate, especially while hiking, because look at this. It's such a small camera, it's very lightweight, and it fits in my pocket. I couldn't be more grateful for that. So it was a really nice camera to have during our hiking trips. But at the same time, I really enjoy being able to mess up with the ISO, the aperture, and the shutter speed. I really like to I just see my settings as I go and as I take the pictures. And I'm gonna go over my favorite feature of this camera and my least favorite feature before we go over the pictures from the trip. So as you can see, this camera is very tiny. It fits just like this in my hand, so it's really nice to have this camera around, especially on a hiking trip. My least favorite feature of this camera is this right here. On the viewfinder you can mess with this and then you can see the focus changing on the camera. It's like a spinning wheel, as you can see, and it just kind of confuses me because it never looks focused. The picture just looks blurry all times and I don't understand it. And then my favorite feature of the camera is, of course, how far the zoom goes. It's crazy how it works, and it's really cool to have that on a film camera. And another thing is that I didn't know much about this camera prior to our trip, and I tried to look up many videos, everything I could about this camera, and it was so hard to find anyone talking about this camera specifically. So if you have this camera or you're thinking of buying a point and shoot and you've seen this camera around and you're wondering how the pictures turn out or how the camera is, I hope this video helps you, because I really needed a video like this, or just any video on this camera before I went out and got some pictures with it. Alright, so I think we should get into it. The first park that we went to was Kings Canyon, and it was really nice, but I only took 3 pictures on it. So we're gonna go over these 3 pictures because it's only 3, but the other parts of the trip I'm gonna try to focus on the worst and the best pictures, just so we can keep this quick and simple. So the first picture was at Roaring River Falls, and I do believe this picture, I cannot blame the focus on the camera. I think it was focused on the waterfall, but I do believe the shutter speed was not set for the speed of this waterfall, which I think that was the issue. So again, having something that I could mess up with the shutter speed would have been awesome, but I think it turned out good. It wasn't an awful picture. The next 2 pictures are Yosemite Meadows, and they turned out nice. It's just really hard to kind of clash the sunset picture because it was really still bright in the sky and the meadows were very dark, so it just looked very overexposed in the sky. Anyway, I wish we had gotten there a little bit earlier so the meadows were still a little lit up during that picture. Alright, next up we have Sequoia National Park, and the first picture we took was at the sign, which turned out really nice. I really like how this picture turned out. I think the colors look nice and the framing is nice. It's just, the park sign, but it's a really cool sign. Next up we have Trey, the Michigan tree, and I love this picture. He looks so happy, and I just enjoy taking this picture, and I think the framing is nice, and the tree is huge, as you can see, and I just like how the colors turned out as well. Next up is our little tent, and there's not much to this picture. It's just, I was proud of it. It was our first time camping, so it was a cool moment. I had to take a shot of it. This one, Trey claims that it's his favorite picture from my rolls, and it was at the Parker group. After we left Morro Rock, we stopped there on our way to Tunnel Log, and then I shot this picture. And I think it turned out really nice. The lights going in between the trees. It was sunrise, so it was really nice. And yeah, I really like this picture as well, and I can't complain about it. This picture was really overexposed, and I really wish it wasn't because it was a really nice view, and then I took 2 shots of it and both were overexposed. I probably can fix that on Lightroom or something, but I just wanted the raw image to look as I envisioned. This picture I was very upset because the colors were great and the focus was not there, and it did focus on the trees in front of it, but my goal was to focus on the mountains behind it. So again, my struggle with the focus was real, and I do not know if it was my issue. It probably is my issue, but it is a difficult camera to figure out how to maneuver the focus and all of that. Now we're gonna look through our Hetch Hetchy pictures, and the first one we were very happy, and you can see Trey, he was really excited about that. But as you know, if you have seen my Hetch Hetchy vlog and the trip video, it was a crazy experience. But anyways, that's Trey. We were just entering the backpacker area, and it was a really fun moment, so I had to capture it as well. So for this film, I would like to say that I feel like the film was the issue because the colors of it were not really my favorite. I think it looked very washed out most of the time, and I do not know if it's the camera, but I believe it's the film because the other films that I used did not turn out like this. They were really good and I enjoy the colors of those. So I do blame it on the film on this one. As you can see, Trey's picture would have turned out cool if only the focus was on his face. But as I was saying before, the colors of this film were not my favorite. I just wish I had used a different film on this part of the trip. Moving on, now we are at the Yosemite Valley, and we stopped at the Wilderness Center, and you can already see how the film looks so much better. Some of the other pictures on Hetch Hetchy were also the new film, and I think they turned out so good. I do plan to write down every film that I use in each shoot because I think it's so much easier to kind of go through it and be like, oh, I like this film and I don't like this film. But I didn't write it down. I do know the 3 films that I had in total, but I don't know which one I used where. I kind of have an idea, but I don't want to give false information, so we're just gonna continue. Sunset at Glacier Point was amazing. The pictures were awesome. I don't think, like, this picture is one of my favorites. I think it turned out really good, and I'm really happy with the colors, and the focus was infinite focus, so there was nothing to go wrong there. This camera also has flash, which is something really nice, but as you can see on my picture in front of Half Dome, you can see that it's very harsh. I think it's a very harsh flash. I don't know if you can find flash that is not harsh, but it just kind of turned out a really too bright for my preference. But it's nice that you can at least see my face because otherwise you wouldn't be able to. I will take a minute to talk about this shot because I was in awe by these beautiful views when we enter Yosemite National Park. And I took a picture with my digital camera, I took a video of it, I took a film photo of it, and I thought it was just beautiful. The green with the trees, and then Trey didn't say a thing. And when we got out of there, he told me that it was a golf course. So I was in awe about a golf course in the middle of the Yosemite National Park. So there's that. But I really thought it was just a really nice scenery, and it was just made by man, not by God. But either way, the trees on the back do look nice though. It looks nice. As you can see, the pictures of El Cap do look a little washed out as well. So in the whole Yosemite Valley in general, the focus, sometimes also Bridal Veil, did not turn as well as I thought it would. Alright, we got to the last roll, and this is gonna be Tuolumne Meadows, which was my favorite. I took so many pictures over there. I'm glad I saved the rolls for that last hike because it was the most beautiful that we've been. And I took some pictures of Trey picking up water, which was a really nice moment because he was really happy and he was just enjoying his time over there. This shot where I capture the trees in the back and a little bit of the river and the trees in the front, kind of like, it just really nice to me. I really am happy with this shot. And this film is one of my favorites. I really wish I had written down which one it was because the colors on it are really good. I really like the colors on this film and they just pop, the greens, everything is, I love it. It's high contrast. I really enjoyed this film. And I think that the photos also turned out really nice. This picture looks really nice with all the mountains on the back, the trees in the front, and then the lake, the river. It's just amazing. I just love it. I wouldn't change a thing about this one, I don't think. I miss this trip already. These, like, looking over these pictures is just making me miss it more and more, but I think it looks really nice. Some pictures of us leaving camp on the last day, and this whole area was so beautiful. And I just think it looked really nice. It was a little harsh, the sun in our faces, because, you know, but I think it turned out good, and we were really happy at that moment. We were just rushing to get back, so it was just a nice moment, and I'm glad we took a lot of pictures there. The pictures with the horses, as I said on one of the other pictures, I think the shutter speed was the issue because they were moving pretty fast, and it was just a cool moment. I tried to snap a shot of it, but it didn't really work out as I thought it would, but it looks cool. Now you have a blurry picture of me and a blurry picture of the mountain that was literally in front of our campground where we camped. We decided to camp because we were doing backcountry on this one, but both were blurry. I don't know if we moved or if it was just the focus of the camera, but either way, they didn't turn out as well. The picture of the little cabin where you can find the soda water that comes from the ground, it looks really nice. I really like the framing and then the colors. It turned out really well, and I'm happy with the result of it. All the pictures that we took on the little path where we got water, that you could see me and Trey and all, those pictures turned out great. That place was beautiful. Like, I don't think you can mess up a shot right there. I'm glad the focus work was good and everything worked out because I literally love those pictures. They are really nice. That was our little camp. I took a picture when we set up everything just so we could remember where we stayed, and it was such a nice view. We literally went to sleep, got on the tent, and then Trey was like, can we open up the tent so we can see the stars? And it was, you could only see stars in the sky. It was so beautiful. I am not used to that because I'm from a big city and now we live in Florida. We're also like around cities and all, so seeing the sky, just all the stars, everything, and in the peace and quiet of nature, surrounded by trees, no one around us. It was really nice, for real. But yeah, the pictures of the trees that were yellow would have been so nice. I thought they were so cool, especially the contrast with the other trees. But the focus was not there, so unfortunately we didn't get this picture. I think that's about it. I try to show most of the pictures of the trip. Overall, I'm not mad with the camera. I think for its size and being a point and shoot, it really did the job. And I do know that I need to figure out a little more how to use the camera. It has different features, and I do just need to sit down and look over everything and kind of figure out how to shoot with it. But at the end of the day, it was great. It was very lightweight, so it really helped while hiking, and the pictures turned out nicely. And I just do need to write down next time the films that I'm using for each roll, so I can know exactly like, hey, I didn't like this film, so I'm gonna use another one next time. But either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it has helped you in any way if you want to know more about the camera. I know I didn't talk too much about the camera itself, just about my favorite, least favorite feature, but honestly, if you guys know more about the camera than I do, I would love to hear it in the comments, or even if you can tag a video that talks about this camera. I really looked for it and I couldn't find a lot about it, so I would love to know more about it. But yeah, anyways, shout out to Coastal Film Lab for sending this camera over. They are great, and I develop all my films with them, and yeah, it turns out really good, and they have a great quality. You guys can go on their website and check everything out. Thank you guys for sticking out throughout the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment. And yeah, I hope I see you guys in the next one. Bye!